And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mercer88. I'm still Let's Playing to the Moon. It's not so much a game, is it, as it is a kind of interactive story. But it comes highly recommended. And seriously, I want more of this. So if you like the game, if you like the look of it, if you're enjoying my Let's Play of it, please buy it. Please help keep Freebird Games going, because I want more things like this. There. That's that done. So, yes, when we left off, Johnny and River had just had this rather sweet moment where he talks about how, you know, he's given it a quick consider and might want to build a house up on the cliff here by the lighthouse that I think River holds rather dear to her. And then Dr. Watts made the rather insensitive yet possibly correct suggestion that this isn't the greatest idea, considering we've been travelling back through his memories and we know that essentially River allows herself to die to allow the completion of the house. I'm thinking and rethinking my stance on matters as the game goes on, and here's how I see it. On the one hand, I can understand it because life's a bit tedious and I can see where River was going. But on the other hand, I'm fairly certain River doesn't consider life tedious, and that actually it was just some misplaced sentiment that meant she would rather die and leave everyone behind than leave a half-finished house on a cliff that she held dear. Essentially, she seems to have anthropomorphized a cliff in her own mind, or possibly just the lighthouse, such that it feels like a child. This is what I'm picking up so far. It may change. It may turn out that they keep a child locked up in the lighthouse or something. I don't know. This is just what I'm picking up so far. But either way, she made a stupid choice at a time when she was incredibly vulnerable, based not on any kind of rational thinking, but on emotion. And I think in such circumstances, I, being a creature of logic as I try to be, probably have to disagree with it. I think she left behind a broken man in John, and pandered to her own sentiment, really. I mean, you know, people can accuse John of being selfish for wanting River to continue living, but equally we consider River selfish for insisting on dying to save a house. What is worth more in this world? A human life, time with a loved one, or a house? You know, you have to balance that up, and I don't think she did. And I think actually it was a pretty horrible decision she made and put John in a terrible position. So that's my take on it so far. That opinion may change as we get a few more memories. Maybe we'll find out something earlier on. But this game is making me not talk about stupid or funny things. I hope you're enjoying that. If you're not, go watch Hamtaro. Seriously, go watch Hamtaro. Stunning Let's Play. You can watch me just single-handedly having a breakdown as the game goes on. Ah, dear. Right. Let's go and find what we're looking for here. We need all 5 of the doodles. I don't know what these are called. I'm just going to call them doodles. Ah, we got a doodah. Wait a minute. They were referring to the lighthouse as Anya, weren't they? I suppose so. Then, that River. She declined treatment for the sake of a lighthouse? Isn't that a bit too extreme? I've seen stranger things in the course of the job. Well, me too, but Oh, I can never wrap my head around it. It's none of our business anyway. She's not our client. So, yes, it would seem Anya is the lighthouse, and currently, as it stands, I'm with Dr. Watts. That said, I can understand how people make those decisions. I can understand how they arrive at them, how the thought processes go into it to come to a decision like that. But it's not based on rationality. It is not based on any objective concept of costs and benefits, of what's worth more. It's based on this blind sentiment. You know, you get used to spending time with your partner, with your wife, with your husband. It's second nature. It's almost like that is the permanence of your life, and thus you forget just how incredible those moments together are. Especially in light of exceptional circumstances like you're ill and are possibly going to die. So you latch on to the next biggest emotional thing. Because despite the fact that this is a long-term human relationship with two individuals involved, you will have to latch on to that other thing that seems so different, so lofty when held up against what becomes a fairly standard relationship. But it devalues it. Like a rich person with a fuck ton of money, money means nothing to them, but there are other people for whom that money could do so many wonderful things. It's the same thing when you've been in a relationship for a long time. You forget how incredible it is. It's something that people need to remind themselves of, and it's something I think River was overlooking in her decision-making. God, stop talking like you know what you're talking about. Where are we off to now? There's a tree! And, ooh, there they are again. Where are they off to? Is this just them running off towards the lighthouse? Yes, and then they hug there, and we know what happens. They probably fuck in front of that lighthouse. They definitely fuck in front of that lighthouse. They fuck in it, they fuck on it, they fuck against it. Don't mean to ruin... Actually, I do mean to ruin the tone. I totally meant to ruin the tone then, because it's all so serious, and I'm being serious, and I just needed to say the word fuck. Really, I needed some mindless gratuity. That is obviously the Mingamaduda. Memento. Memento detected. Come on, say something. Ah, I want Dr. Watts to do more. Right, let's prepare this little rabbit memento. Ooh, this one looks annoying. Right. This one is going to take more than those 5 moves, trust me. I see. We should be able to do that if we can get the diagonals the right way round. There we go. Yeah, like they give you the minimum number of moves in which to do those puzzles, but that never works for me. I can get them solved relatively quickly, but I have to play around with it first. I've said that before. Right, let's travel off to the next memory. Ooh, his hair's darker. He's picking up the rabbit. He's Plopping it on the desk. River! Yes, he's kind of a relatively young man at the moment. Can we look at anything? Can we pick up the rabbit? A yellow paper rabbit. Oh dear Lord, not again! Yes, again, another rabbit. Nice little bird song in the background there. It's very quiet. There's a box. Uh-oh, I think I know where this is going. Boxes of white paper. An old baby grand piano. How the heck did they move this thing upstairs? Who knows? But I bet it'll be a piece of cake for the TARDIS. Not really. You can't even get it through its door. True. Well, that settles it. Moving pianos is a pain in the arse for everybody. It'd probably take an entire episode to get it inside. I wouldn't mind seeing such an episode. Me neither. It sounds pretty epic. Okay. What just happened there is two scientists had a conversation about moving a piano and Doctor Who and how they would like to combine those two things. If any of the writers are out there listening to this, make it happen. I want a full episode of Doctor Who about the Doctor trying to move a piano into the TARDIS. He's not allowed to just sonic screwdriver it. There can be no Deus Ex Machina. He has to take a baby grand piano. He has to get it into the door of the TARDIS. I want to see that full episode. If not, right, the Christmas specials. I want like 2 feature-length episodes on trying to get a piano into the TARDIS. And new Disney team working on Star Wars while we're chucking grand pianos into sci-fi things. I want a droid that's a piano that follows people around and makes booping sounds and plays music. That Cantina theme would be great. I want that. In fact, let's just put pianos in all the sci-fi. Star Trek, they should all have a piano. Captain Kirk should be a piano. Let's just send pianos into space. Maybe I'm going too far with this. Shut up, Mercer, shut up. It's a room full of rabbits. You went out for a haircut this early in the morning? What are you making there? I don't know, John. Maybe it's another fucking rabbit. Rabbits? Did you see the rabbit I left for you? Yeah. Tell me about that rabbit. Huh? Describe the rabbit. It was yellow. What else? A bit puffy. And... well, it's just a paper rabbit. I don't know how else to describe it. You're acting strange, River. Something wrong? River? Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm getting some inverse deja vu. I think I know of her condition, but this is rather odd even for that. You think she's... do you? Perhaps? Who knows? But like you said, she's not our client. Let's just get what we're paid for over with. What's going on? What's her condition? No, what? To the platypus. Oh, the platypus is the memento. That means we're missing one more thing. It's probably this. So this is the day she started it, huh? She just kind of started making origami rabbits. Haven't we had a similar one to this before? I believe we have. That one was easy. Activate the memento and try and find out what the fuck is going on, because seriously, this is confusing me. We are now, it appears, in the night at the cliff. There's a car. I suspect if we were to access it about 10 minutes later, the car would be rocking. I told you they came up here to fuck. You were all thinking, oh, don't lower the tone, Mercer. It's such a poignant game. It's so wonderful. And you're just talking about them fucking. Got news for you, people. People fuck. Just because they also have emotionally poignant moments, it doesn't mean that also they're not rutting like stags when your back's not turned. When your back is turned. Something about backs being turned. I don't know what I'm saying. That people fuck. People are allowed to fuck. Even if they do have emotional moments. We're going to walk in on them fucking right now. That's what we're going to do. That's what's going to happen. On top of one of those logs. This is where the house used to be, isn't it? The house that never should have been. I mean, really, what is it about unusually high and dangerous places that attract people? Note received on acrophobia. Acrophobia, something that Johnny and River apparently didn't have. There's a nice arrow pointing us in the correct direction. Oh god, we jump over the logs. Okay, I'm going to assume that's possibly a way back. Over. There's the backpack. Another scene coming up. Is that why you approached me back then? Yeah. What about now? I suppose it's just a part of it. Look, it was a long time ago. It's not too relevant now, but Izzy said I should tell you the truth. I shouldn't have tainted our first meeting like that. What's that? A hacky sack? Can you throw this as far as where Anya's at? I don't know. You want me to try? Would you? Okay, I don't get what's going on here, but he's just thrown a hacky sack. River! Are you insane? Get away from there! I think this memory isn't too far from the last. Think they may be connected? Probably. We have a memento. Why did she cut her hair anyway? I like long hair. Developments. There is a danger that I am going to try and finish this game tonight. An eminent danger. This puzzle looks annoying. Oh no, it doesn't. Done. Let us travel away in the magic backpack of doom. Everyone with it is different, John. What? With what? What has she got? Just because she and I share the syndrome doesn't mean we share the same head. But you must be able to help somehow. Everything was okay at first, but now she's even more aloof than ever before. Even when we're in the same room, she's never really there. It's starting to take a toll on me. I just don't know how to take it anymore. Well, I can't speak for her, but many of us do long for connections. Though, being able to articulate it is a different story. Just because she struggles to express it, doesn't mean she doesn't feel anything. She's still there, right? Sometimes you just have to have faith that she cares. It's pretty difficult to do day in and day out. I know. Wait, why do you seem so normal, Izzy? I mean, don't you have the same condition? For one, I was diagnosed when I was still young. With effort, it's not impossible to acquire the guise of social norms systematically. But, you know what? I both envy and pity River. Me, I'm an actress because I've been doing it all my life. Not only on stage, but off stage, and at practically every moment. I've gotten good at it because acting is the only option I have. It's the only way for me to be normal. But River, she never did that. She remained an outcast and refused to learn to step against it. I don't know if it was by choice or by limit, whether bravery or cowardice. There are days when I just can't stand faking it anymore. And then I realise that it's too late. The Isabel that people know of is all an act, and the real me has long become a stranger. I think in the end I just envy her. I've never met a woman with it before. Then, technically, you still haven't met one. This isn't part of our business. Let's move. What? What condition? What syndrome? What's going on? I don't get it. Right. I'm definitely calling time here, because I'm getting emotionally exhausted by this game. Let's be perfectly honest here, guys. Right? This is what games are meant to do. They are meant to elicit an emotional response whilst also entertaining. This game does that perfectly. I am going to continue singing the praises of this game because I have spent, 2.5, nearly 3 hours The gameplay is minimal, but I've barely noticed that. I don't care. I don't care that it's basically just clicking things. Because I am waiting to be pulled from one part of the narrative to the next, and that time spent in between is the perfect amount of time to think about what has just happened, to think about these situations, to empathise with the characters and build that character development. I have played a lot of Final Fantasy games, okay? Now recently, Final Fantasies have had this big habit of wanting to build a giant universe and give exposition on all of it, and that's what's supposed to make you find the characters appealing, right? You need to look at nothing more than the Fabula Nova Crystallis whole thing. Like, they're trying to create this universe of games, and Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2, it was all information held in these kind of silly things that you had to unlock and read in menus. You shouldn't have to do that in a game, and this was my argument as to why I disliked Final Fantasy 13 and Final Fantasy 13-2, is because in order to truly understand what was happening and understand how the characters felt about it, you had to do that, and you shouldn't have to. A game should be able to inspire that human emotional response as you're playing it. You shouldn't need to read around the subject. This game is doing it perfectly. So, yes. I hope you're enjoying listening to me proselytise about the wonders of narrative storytelling within games and how it can do it incredibly different, and how it should be different, and how this game is fantastic. I hope you're enjoying my terrible half-assed voice acting. I'm not sure how much longer I can continue the Dr. Watts voice. That is part of the reason why I'm going to take a break now. But this has been a pleasure, and again, I'm doing this blind, so you're going to have to forgive me for not having much to say as I am emotionally responding to this game. But that said, that counts for a lot. Anyone who knows me will tell you there are not many things that I hold reverence for. I am irreverence personified. Everything is a target for me. So this just goes to show how incredible this game is, that there's apart from adding that they definitely fuck, and it's skirting around the issue, but they fuck. But apart from that, there is not a lot that I can say. Apart from this game is wonderful, and I urge you all to get it. Anyway, I am off to go and spend the rest of my evening in thought and conversation. But until next time, guys, peace and love.